dream for many Australians, and it can be a great way to make money in the long term, but with the current housing market the way it is, it can seem unachievable.
Yeah, but what if your friends could help you make it a reality? Here with everything you need to know about co-ownership is Andrew Thain from Kohab. Andrew, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Co-ownership, are we seeing more of this because of the struggles to get into the housing market?
Yeah, good morning. We are. Look, co-ownership has existed for 250-odd years. Most people would understand it through British law being tenants in common. So when a husband and wife are buying, or brothers are buying, or siblings are buying, it's actually co-ownership. We've just created a platform called Kohab, which allows people to learn the tools to get into the market with their siblings and their friends in a secure, transparent manner.
So who can it work for?
It can work for everybody. So we've had people young, old, in between. We've actually got a group of 5 friends that are looking for a farm at the moment up at Foster's on 30 acres. We actually had 2 single mums who are interested in buying together. They've decided to rent together for the next sort of 12 months as they look for properties on the northern beaches. So it's relevant for everybody.
All right, what happens, just say the 3 of us decide we're going to buy a property together and then you decide, hang on, I want out because I'm moving overseas. What happens to our investment? Yeah,
so the great thing is about having a co-ownership agreement, instead of basing it on a verbal agreement or on trust per se, you've actually got a structure there. So we recommend exit strategies or sunset clauses, which can happen over 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. We know getting onto the property ladder is so hard, especially Sydney, Melbourne, unaffordable. So if you're able to get in with a friend, maybe you're renting with that person right now, and you're looking at how do I get in, I can halve my deposit, we live with each other at the moment, it's great, as long as we've got an agreement in place, because circumstances will change, that there's an exit strategy that you've discussed, you've agreed, you've put in writing, then it's an opportunity to get out of the market when the time's right.
What about when it comes time to sell? Perhaps some people are ready to sell, others aren't. How can you navigate through that?
It's exactly, you'd formalise the agreement that you might have in that exit strategy, first rights, so that person, the other party, could buy off of the other party. You could rent that out if you wanted to. So there's a number of things that you can set up and make sure it's formalised to get you out of the market if you needed to.
So the platform that you guys have available,
yes,
physically, what is it? Is it an app? Is it a website? What is it?
Yeah, it's both. It's an app and it's a website. So it's Kohab with a K, Kohab.com. It's really going on there and learning everything to do with co-ownership. We've got tutorials, step-by-step guides. You can go on there. There's a panel of lenders as well. I don't know if many people realise this, but there's actually loan products created by the banks specifically for co-ownership, where you actually separate your loan. You do still have the house as securitisation, but you've got separate loan agreements. We've got 47 lenders on our platforms that do that.
What about all the little decisions along the way? Because when you own a property, the real estate agent might contact you and say, look, the tenant wants the fence fixed out the back or the bathroom updated. And those are decisions you have to make as an owner. When there's 3 of us having to agree on that, how does that work?
Look, you want to be really careful who you're getting into co-ownership with. You want to have a relationship there and you want to have a level of trust. But again, no different than if you were buying with a sibling. You might be buying with your 2 brothers. Now, you're still going to have those discussions, those debates. Just make sure it's very clear what the rules are of engagement and you can go from there.
Your main tips for avoiding conflict along the way? Yeah,
know what you're getting into, first and foremost. You are still, whilst you might be halving or going thirds in your deposit, it's still a financial commitment. So make sure you're getting the proper advice. Make sure you've got a legal agreement in place, which is the co-ownership agreement. Don't do it verbally. It just doesn't make sense. And make sure you sit down with your other parties, debate, because you've got to compromise. At the end of the day, if you're going to take this path and get into property with somebody else, there's got to be an element of compromise. So make sure you debate it, agree, formalise it, put it in place, peace of mind, have a sunset clause and go from there.
Under the structure that you guys have got, is there a limit on how many people can be part of the one investment? I know that there are some platforms out there whereby people are essentially buying properties brick by brick. You've been talking about brothers and sisters and friends getting together. Is there a limit on whether it can be 10 people or 20 people? Or?
Yeah, it's a great question. We get asked a lot. We're not fractional investment, which you're talking about, a brick. We're real people, real houses. There is no limit, but when you think about it right now, majority of it will be the 2 or 3 parties. As I've said, there's groups of 4, but we really want it to be about getting Australians into homes and it's real properties that they're buying.
Right.
Well, it's becoming more popular, so we appreciate that very practical advice.
Thank you, guys.
Andrew Thain, thank you very much.